Welcome back to another video on the orientation. Policies on the academic standing. Just before I have touched on this, that you have to have a cumulative grade or aggregate average of 70 to stay safe in the academic context. And a good academic standing is required to continue enrollment and qualify for graduation. If you are just barely passing, then we may ask you to drop. Okay, because that is not the way how we want you to perform in your learning journey. And so students who achieve a grade of 60 in multiple courses, like on a regular basis, indicates that they are barely having pass marks or they are barely performing, and so they may be asked to be in a probation. Like, you'll be allowed certain time where you can actually prove yourself better. Like, for example, if you have done very poor and then academic office notices that and then tells you that you cannot continue and then you would like to continue, then you will be on a probation for a few months, and within that probation of the next couple of months you have to prove yourself that you are capable to do a good job in the upcoming courses. And so if you are doing well in your probation, then you would be able to continue. But if you are barely passing even in the probation period, then we may be asking you to drop the program because you are not able to catch up with the course workload and also the academic rigor that you are expected to be having in this course. Now, policies on the attending of live sessions. Like, as we have told you that you will be having a weekly live session, and this is important that you attend. This is a requirement that you attend all the live sessions that are offered. In case you are going to be absent in a live session, you should communicate that to your facilitator. You cannot be just taking it granted. You cannot be taking granted. You should communicate to your course facilitator if you're going to be missing a course. And so if you don't attend multiple live session, then you may not be able to complete that particular course. Okay, keep this in mind. It's very, very important. And you will be having like 10% of the grade that would be taking live sessions into account. And so this course participation will take into account your participation in the live session. So it's important that you engage in discussions, ask questions, and also provide make your own contribution when discussion is going on within the live sessions. So 2 absences in the entire duration of a single course. So you can miss, you are allowed to miss, or you can miss if you need to miss. Out of 8 weeks, you can miss 2 weeks. But if you're missing a lot of weeks, then you may not be able to complete that particular course. You'll have to redo that course at another time in the coming days. Also, coming to the policies on Zoom video conferencing, that once you join a batch or once you get admitted and your batch is started, you will have Zoom links sent out in the batch group at least ahead of a few hours. Within the group, you will be able to access these things. Make sure that you do not share these links with others. Okay, these are not meant for public. You're not supposed to be sharing these anywhere in the social media or WhatsApp groups. These are meant for you as an individual to join the live session that is offered there. And always you make sure that you come in on time, at least 2 minutes before the live session. You join the live session and also keep yourself in a proper formal dress code. Okay, coming in inappropriate dresses will be having consequences, or just you have to make sure that your background and what's coming into the frame, all these things you have to take care, and make sure that you have a good background as well. Like, there is not too much of stuff hanging here and there, but just make sure that the background is pleasant. Or in case if you feel like that it is not good, then you can use a virtual background as well, which is available on Zoom. Make sure that you maintain your privacy as well. So you have to take care of what's happening behind you, like in the video. And if you cause any problems within the live sessions or any disruptive behavior, will have consequences or disciplinary action. So please keep that in mind. Go through these again so that you understand. Regularly coming late to a live session is not a good sign. So you have to take permission if you are going to be late. It is important that you communicate to the facilitator about your delay if that is expected, or if you're going to be missing, just communicate that in advance to the course facilitator, because all your attendance will be counted, and then that will be added to your course participation grade. Digital resources, go through these, but again, we're reminding you that all that we provide to you is meant to be for your individual use. You're not supposed to be sharing everywhere, whether it's the videos or whether it is the class notes or anything that we provide you, even including the digital library access. It's not meant for public use. It's not meant for you to like show to everybody. Okay, it is meant for you. So it's an agreement between you and the seminary. Okay, you have to keep that in mind, that you don't misuse any of the digital resources we provide to you. You can make use of these in the right context if you do it with the right intention, but any misuse will have consequences. These are all, a lot of these are copyrighted materials, so you should be very careful. At some times you can ask the course facilitator or the administration if you ever need to share anything with anybody. So if you need to, then please do approach us, and if you get your permission, then you may be able to proceed further. Keep that in mind. You're not supposed to be downloading certain things. So whatever is downloadable you may, but other things are not meant for downloading. In the future, like, what if you have any grievances, like you are doing your education and then all of a sudden you have an issue, maybe with a facilitator or maybe with one of the staff. If you are having a tough time with a course facilitator or maybe with one of the administrative staff, you could always raise a request to the academic office, and we will definitely take care of that. You can write a grievance procedure, and like you can write a grievance mail to us, and we will look into it and we will get back to you very soon on that. So the outcome or the final result will be communicated to you through email. Policies on the formation framework is that we have already spoken about this, that you should have your own mentor, somebody, a matured candidate who can provide you the guidance in your ministry and also in your spiritual growth. You're expected to be in touch with them, meet them on a regular basis, at least once in a month, and you should seek for some guidance. And also, if they are capable of giving you ministerial opportunities, please do so and involve in the ministries. And generally, it is expected that any conversation that is happening between the student and the mentor are supposed to be confidential, and mentors are not supposed to be taking advantage of students and share it with others as a public information. This is not acceptable. It is completely prohibited. It's meant to be a confidential information, whatever that student shares with the mentor. And mentors are also expected to report to us once in a year or maybe twice in a year, whenever the request comes from the formation office to these mentors. Also, you'll have the monthly live chapels where online students will be given opportunities to sing a song or maybe share God's word, share testimony, or pray for one another. All of these will be possibilities available to you. And so this will be intimated to you, like the monthly live chapel would be intimated to you. This is where you can actually get in touch with us as a community and then pray for one another. You can become part of the entire online student body. You'll have the ministry internships that will come at a later point of time. It is generally understood or expected that you should do your ministry internship if you are an MDiv student, maybe in the second year or third year. If you're an MA student, then you can do your ministry internship maybe at the end of first year. Or if you're a graduate diploma student, then you can actually involve in the ministry maybe in the weekends or whenever it is possible for you. But it is important that you engage in the ministry. For MDiv students, it's very, very important that you engage in the ministry as an internship for at least 120 hours. At the end of that, you have to provide to us a report. Now, before your place is chosen, you have to communicate to us, like your mentor and also formation office will discuss and then we'll finalize like what kind of involvement you're going to be having there in that internship, and like how you will be benefited through that internship, and like the final report of that should be again submitted to the seminary's online formation office. Again, the fourth one is the annual campus visits. That it's very, very important that you understand here. Campus visits is a requirement. All online students are expected to visit, especially the MDiv students and MA students are expected to visit the seminary annually. Like we offer annual campus visits for the online students, and that happens like 5 days, Monday to Friday. And during those 5 days, you would be here on campus as a seminary student, and you will have a schedule from morning to evening, and then you'll be having a chapel and devotions, and then dorm life, and then you'll have a course that you would be taking, and you would be able to use the library, and then you would be able to connect with your peers, and then you will be able to connect with the administration facilitators and then teachers. So it's a great opportunity for online students to come to the campus and then make connection and then go back with a renewed energy. Okay, so this is also very, very important. We will communicate to you much in advance, like what will be the date, so that you could plan your travel arrangements and all of that. It is very, very important that you join these. Failing to join can have consequences at a later time, so please keep this in mind, that you're expected to visit the campus. And when you visit, like, the fees for visiting probably around 3,000 rupees will be separate. Okay, so this is not part of the regular fee structure. This is collected to provide you good accommodation, good food, and then take care of all the arrangements for that particular week. So students will be paying for their campus visits as well. Policies on the fee payments. You may have already gone through the fee structure, and keeping that in mind, that if you have chosen a monthly payment structure, then your tuition fees are due within the first 10 days of that particular month. And you may be given some reminders once in a while within your groups to remind you about your pending payments. And so you have to take the responsibility to maintain your records. Of course, from our end, we always have your records, but it's always good to have your own records as well stored somewhere. And then you will have like multiple payment methods that are accepted. You can do bank transfers, or you can do UPI payments, or credit card, debit card transactions. All are acceptable. Checks may not be accepted at this point. If anybody is having any financial difficulty, maybe like after you join, get in touch with us so that we can kind of provide you some kind of time so that later you would be able to kind of repay that, and at least we can relieve you for some time. Okay, it's not completely removing your fees, but we give you certain time, like a few months later you can pay these payments. You will have a payment platform where you would be able to log in and then check your fees, and then also pay it, and then download you fee payment receipts and all of that. All of that would be made available to you through that payment platform. Upon multiple reminders, if you're not paying, then you may be dropped from the program like somewhere along the line. So keep these things in mind. And also, when you have completed your payment, you don't have to report to us that you completed your payment, because if your payment is successful, we will automatically know, and it will be there on our dashboard. So you just download your payment receipts and keep it somewhere safe. That would be totally sufficient. Do not share your payment receipts within the group or anywhere. Okay, these are not meant to be shared. These are confidential. So just keep it with yourself and then store them safely, so that if you need to refer to them at a later time, you can always do that, but do not share these anywhere. If you have chosen to do installment system, then you have to pay your fees at the beginning of the installment. If you have chosen annual, then you have to pay it at the annual cycle of your learning journey. So taking a look at the policies on graduation, the first one is the credit completion. Now, it is very important that you have to complete all your credits before you can actually make a request for your graduation. So whatever the program, whether it's the graduate diploma or MA in biblical studies, or you have chosen the MDiv program, like whatever the program you have chosen, you have to complete the required credits. Without that, you are not allowed, you cannot proceed towards the graduation. And the minimum grade requirement, it's not just only completing the subjects, but also it's important that you have a minimum of 70% of the total grade. Okay, so for this to happen, you have to have good grades in a lot of subjects, even if you get lower grades in certain subjects. So maintain this aggregate average. In case you do not have sufficient grades, then you may have to do some improvement work in certain modules. That will be communicated to you when you have reached the graduation dates. And you also have to do this ministry internship and then provide us a report, like MABS and then MDiv programs. Students are expected to involve in this ministry internship of at least 120 hours, and then provide to us a report at the end of that. So that is also very important that you do it before your graduation, without which you cannot graduate. And then you clear all the financial requirements. without the clearing of the financial requirements, you are not able to proceed further into the graduation. Now, the date of graduation is March 10th every year. Like there is only one date at SIBBC at the moment, and like all graduations happen on that day. Campus and online, all graduations are expected to be happening on this March 10th every year. And so in case you finish your degree ahead, then you can request us for a provisional certificate. But if you're close to the graduation date, no worries, you can directly receive the final certificate itself. But in case you have finished much earlier, before the graduation date, then you can ask us for a provisional certificate, and then we can, or acknowledgement letter, we can provide you with that one. And students aiming to graduate at every year must submit their graduation application by January 10th of the same year. If you're somebody planning to graduate, then you have to make your application by January 10th of that particular year. Now, it is your obligation, it is your responsibility to check your credits and all the requirements. If you have completed all these, then you have to make your application for the graduation. So you have to take up the responsibility. And also, throughout your program, it's important that you maintain proper conduct that would have a huge impact on your character, and also that would relate to your graduation. And then certificate distribution. Students, if there are any who are unable to attend the graduation ceremony here at Coimbatore, may request to courier their transcript and certificates, and that would be done according to your request, like whatever the address. And so you'll have to mail us, and you'll have to kind of do some formalities. At the end of that, we would be able to courier you your certificates. So that is all that we have within this orientation.